Welcome to another stage analysis video. It's Sunday the 13th of October 2024. I'm changing up the format of the weekend videos for just a test at the moment. I feel like the weekend videos can be a bit long at times and people don't obviously get to see all of the various sections, even though it is broken up into chapters. So I'm going to try and break the weekend video into multiple parts and spread it out across the different nights of the week. So I'm going to attempt to do the watch list video today, market breadth video another point in the week, and potentially another part of the video further on into the week, so to split it up in between the various watch list posts. So hopefully it'll make it a little bit more easily to digest for you all. So with today's video, as I said, going to be doing the weekend watch list stocks in a little bit more detail. So starting off here with VST, which has been one of the leading stocks over the last year or so. If we go to a weekly chart quickly in here on the website, you can see it's a utility, which obviously most people don't overly get excited about, but as you can see, it's had a huge move over the last year or so. So stage 2 breakout point started to come as it started to move out through this area here. So it was around the 25-26 area. You can see it's all the way up. I think currently it's at 125.29 there, and got all the way up to about 140. So definitely more than 400% type move on this one over the course of the last year, and it did pull back, started to develop into potential stage 3 through here. You can see the short-term channel that it had just started to break out, little local spring at the moving averages, a higher low test, and then started to push out once more, so making a new stage 2 continuations. It started to break above multiple weekly pivot highs, so it's a good short-term move again as it started to clear back through these various pivots here. So you can see you get the inspect as it started to move out more significantly on the 20th above the pivot high there. It's already had a further 50% move, and it's now, you can see here, it's had a pullback into its 21-day moving average here and attempting to rebound back at the plus 1 ATR level. So this band here that I've got coloured is the plus 1 ATR level and the minus 1 ATR level. So this is the neutral ranges of based on its 21-day moving average. So it gives you a short-term sort of neutral zone. So when it gets back into here, it can sometimes get interesting when it's already trending. So as we can see, if I just get the Fibonacci levels up on here, for example, just a quick, not that one, get the Fibonacci level up, you can see it's had a brief move up back to the 38.2% level, hasn't come all the way back down to its 50% level. So it's normal pullback. So when you're in a strong uptrend, you generally pull back into the 38.2% level or the 50% level. So the stronger it is, the less it pulls back. So if it does rebound from this point in here, we'd then be looking for it to run back up towards the short-term buying climax. So those that know a little bit of Wyckoff, got a short-term buying climax. Now we're into the potential automatic reaction. So after the automatic reaction, we look for a secondary test. So a rebound move back up towards the previous highs, and then depends on where it gets to what we're looking for. So we're looking for a move back up into the top of the range here in the short term, ideally for a further continuation, but in the very short term, back up towards that 140, 145 area there. So if we go to the lower time frames, you can see in the half-day chart, it's just pulled back into its 30-bar moving average, drop down to a 30-minute chart here. You can see the stages on a lower time frame. So a good way of using stage analysis on pullback entries is to drop down the time frame. So you can see here we had a stage 2 continuation move, then turned towards stage 3, rolled over into stage 4. There's now been building a potential new stage 1 through here. So we'll be looking for a strong move up and out through this area, ideally with some strong relative volume at the same time, potentially start to build and move back towards stage 2 on this lower time frame. And as I said, be looking for a move up into the upper range through here. And as you can see from the current level, where are we? So that's about a 10 to 15% move through that area on the short term at least. So coming back to the daily chart here, as I said, that would be a move up into sort of this range Back to the weekly, as I said, we've had an extremely strong stage 2 move. This is related to powering the AI theme, I believe, with this one. So it's made a fairly strong continuation so far. So no signs as yet that this is running out of steam. So potentially looking for some consolidation through this area and then further continuation. Stage analysis technical attribute score has moved up to a 9 currently, got to a max 10 on the move out the previous few weeks, but you can see since it moved back out from the neutral ranges through here, so at this point it moved back up to a 6 and it's now got all the way back up to a 10 and pulled back into a 9 this week. So in a new stage 2 continuation attempt on this one. We move on to AEHR. And see, this is from the semiconductors group. So again, if we go to a weekly chart on this, it had earnings. So on Thursday after the close, and then had a strong move on Friday. Compare it to its group. So this is the group chart, semiconductor materials and equipment. So the group itself has been in a stage 3 range at the moment. You can see started to pull back in, started to develop into stage 3 through here. So potentially in a weak position, the group overall at the moment, but it is one of the leading stocks in the group. If you look at the broader group, slightly stronger there, still in stage 3, but potential for a stage 2 continuation move. So if we look at the group a little bit more detail here, you can see compared the overall, there's only less than 30% of stocks that are technically healthy at the moment in the semiconductors and semiconductor equipment group here, a little bit more than 30%, that 33% above their 30-week moving average. So overall, it's in a relatively weak position in stage 3 from a group perspective at the moment. Some of the major stocks in the group, Nvidia, obviously doing similar kind of things in stage 3, potential stage 2 continuation attempt at the moment. TSM, Broadcom, ASML and AMD, etc. Some of the bigger names in the group. But we have noticed this weekend been some of the smaller caps from the group having a strong week. Actually, if we go back to the group chart here, you can see on a weekly, you can see from the market cap here, the strongest moves of the week here. So HIMS, AEHR, Artis, Nova, Form Factor, AOSL. So all of the more smaller and micro cap stocks at the moment having a strong move in the last week. So coming back to the weekly chart here, so potentially with the 30-week moving average just starting to turn up here, some strong volume move, has still got overhead resistance through this range, obviously the latest significant bar. So while technically some may consider this attempting to move into early stage 2 with so much near-term resistance from this area, I'd want to see it break above that $19 level there, so this significant bar through here. So ideally, if it starts to get back above this level through here, would then consider it stage 2. But at the moment, you can still see the 21-day, 50-day and the 200-day are in the wrong stacking order. We want to see the 21-day above and then the 50 and then the 200 in that order, ideally. So it's been a short, sharp base with this one. Had a violent move back in July, tightened up a bit, made a higher low. So now attempting to make a first pivot high here, a change of behaviour. So, and the mantle of relative strength is starting to improve. So if that starts to get back above the 0 line in the weekly, you can see the SATA score has improved from a 2 to a 7 in the week. So as I said, potentially it could be moving towards stage 2 here, but with so much near-term resistance, we'd probably want to still consider it stage 1 at the moment, but it could potentially move into stage 2. You can see previously we had a similar move when it moved into stage 2. It was a violent move into stage 2 through this area, so it made its first pivot high, and that would have been the key stage 2 breakout level on this week back through here. Then had a strong run previously, so it's gone all the way through its cycle now, potentially either late stage 1 or potentially early stage 2, but still needs a little bit more to do there, and with the group theme in stage 3 currently still. So another thing that I like to do, so stage analysis doesn't really consider fundamentals, but when you're looking for stocks that you want to hold for a position trade in stage 2, I generally want to see that they have got some earnings and you want to see that their future earnings are good. So one thing you can do on Trading View, if you have a Trading View account, so we'll just come back out of this, is if you go to a daily chart on Trading View and you click on the E symbol here, then you can get more AEHR fundamentals, and then you click on earnings, and then you change to annual. You get the analyst forecasts for the next 3 or 4 years in a chart format, in a bar chart. So simply what we're looking for with this is that it's going to be rising, ideally, so 0.3, 0.83. Ideally, I want to see that double in a 3-year period. So pretty simple in that regard. So 70 to 125 million. So strong revenue growth, strong EPS growth. So, and you can see exactly what its basic earnings are, whether it makes any money or not. So you can see with AEHR, doesn't make a lot of money. So it is only a micro cap or a small cap, but it does obviously has got earnings. There are plenty of stocks that have 0 earnings and terrible fundamentals, so they can make, when you see that, then they're generally not suitable for a position trade, but they might be suitable still for a brief swing trade. So that's one of the ways that I like to use the fundamentals with stage analysis. So next up, we've got HIMS, so HIMS. So this one has been developing in stage 3. You can see we've got a significant bar here where it started to pull down, hasn't got back above that level yet. We need to move back towards stage 2 again. We probably need to see it get back above that area there. So we go on a weekly chart. You can see the weekly bar a little bit more there. So if I get that crosshair up, let's look at the number on that. So 22.37 the high on that. So ideally we want to see it get back above 22.5, 23 kind of area to potentially be a stage 2 continuation. So at the moment it's just a rebound attempt in stage 3. So after moving into early stage 3, you can see the technical attributes have been improving. So we're up from a 3 to a 7. See, compared to its group chart there, so a little bit of the healthcare one's a little bit of a spiky group. You can see it's been in a stage 2 uptrend for a while here. One of the stronger stocks in the group there. So what's it, 2, 4, 6, 9th in the group at the moment. So if we come back to the daily chart, so what we'll be looking for here, we've got a short-term change of behavior. It's pulled back into the 21-day. So looking for a continuation move back through here. If we get the ATR levels on here, the 1 ATR level is just a little bit above at 18.92 at the moment, so ideally moving back through that area might be somewhere you'd want to consider it. And if we look at it on a lower time frame, the 195 for example, probably give you a good idea here. So it's already moving up in the potential early stage 2 on this lower time frame, so looking for a further continuation through there, ideally getting through this 19.5, 20 area there.